The longest and the most important relationship you will ever get to experience in your lifetime is the relationship you have with yourself. Welcome to the Geek Chic podcast. I'm Roshni. I live alone and I prefer to go on solo trips. Basically, I'm a certified loner, and in this episode, I want to talk about how to be okay with being alone and also how to actually start enjoying your own company. Since I was a child, I used to love being on my own, partly because I didn't know anybody who shared the same interests as me. As a child, I still love anime, but at that time, not a lot of people knew about it, and people thought I was weird to like it because I was in a girls' school and internet was not that available to people. It was very different from now. Like anime is mainstream now, but yeah, when I was growing up, not a lot of people knew about it. And on top of that, I was and I still am quite introverted, and I also had social anxiety. But you know what? On the contrary, I am fascinated with people who just can't stand being alone. They constantly want someone or something to be around them. Remember those bunch of girlfriends who always went to the washroom together? I don't know what they did, but yeah, they never went to the washroom on their own. Or they always wanted someone to tag along with them. I wonder what kind of a place they have cultivated in their heads to just not to be okay with your own company. What kind of a hell have they built in themselves? But when I was younger, I used to think that something is wrong with me because I prefer my own company over others, because all around me it was always about friends and being loud and going out and partying and being connected and all these friendship things, and you always do things together, you go shopping together, you watch movies together. And also I never craved for a relationship as well. I've always been like, if it happens, it happens, but I never sought out a relationship. So if you're someone who still are not comfortable being on their own, I think this episode might be helpful for you. So let's start with why is it important to be okay and be comfortable on your own, and also to at least start off with being neutral to this situation. There was a conversation that I had with a friend of, not a friend, an acquaintance of mine. She was mentioning that she's gaining a lot of weight and she wants to go to the gym, and I was like, okay, then just enroll for it. Like, what are you waiting for? And she then goes and says, yeah, I do want to go, but my husband is not willing. I'm trying to convince him. And I was like, why? I don't know. Sometimes I really don't understand couples, or maybe I don't understand relationships as of yet. But why in the world are you denying something that you desire, and just because someone else is not in the mood for it? Like, why are you depending on changing someone's mood or attitude towards something that you want to do. Does that make sense? I feel like if there is something you really want to do or want to try or you desire something, you shouldn't wait for anybody else or anyone else's permission also to do that. If you are capable of doing something that you really want to do and you can do it alone, it doesn't require anyone else's efforts. I mean, yeah, of course, you cannot get married on your own. You need the other person's consent also. I'm not saying in those cases just go and marry yourselves. I'm not saying that. Please don't take my words out of context. But I think denying yourself something just because someone doesn't have time for it is a big disservice to yourself. I mean, come on, I started traveling on my own because I was tired of waiting for others to get in that mood and take some time out. At the end of the day, you are the only constant in your life. Things change, people change, circumstances change, government bodies change, but you are the only person who is constantly there in your life. And if that voice in your head is not kind and your own company feels like a burden to you, you'll always be running and escaping and chasing the next high, distracting and avoiding yourself, even abandoning yourself completely. When you can learn to be alone, be okay with your thoughts and listen to yourself without any judgment, I think that is when actual shifts happen. Now let's talk about how to enjoy your own company. I think first of all that everyone should do is introspection. I mean, I know a lot of people, I don't know about guys, but a lot of female colleagues of mine have told me that whenever they get to know that I live alone, they tell me they just can't be on their own. They can't even live in their own apartment without anybody. Even for a day, they get scared. I don't know what they are scared of, but they can't even sleep on their own. Okay, weird. I'm sorry, but what? Yeah, so I know a lot of people who are not comfortable in their own company. So the first step would be to introspect why is that the case. There might be some underlying trauma. Oh god, this word has been over abused. But yeah, there might be some reasons that have caused blockages in your brain, and I think it is important to address those things, because how long will you just avoid it and basically you're abandoning yourself if you haven't realized it. Going deep within yourself and thinking why is this happening, journaling things out, going to therapy, it would help in the long run. I think you should take things slow. Try to be on your own without checking your phone. Maybe read a book or just journal. So sitting with yourself in your room, I think that would be a baby step you can take. The next would be going on solo dates with yourself. Maybe going to a cute cafe that you always wanted to go, but for some reason the schedule of your friends and yours didn't match and you didn't get time to go out with them. You can do that. Maybe you wanted to check out an art gallery or go to a park. Just go for it. Do the things you actually want to do. Why are you waiting for others and why are you denying these things and pleasures to yourself? The next would be going for movies also. Like, why can't you go to a movie? Like, if you love watching movies and you love that art, and there is some movie that's in the theater and you want to watch it, just go for it. Like, when I tell people that yes, I do go for movies alone, they literally see me as a weirdo. I'll prefer going to a movie alone because then there would not be any commentaries going on when the movie is going on. I want to focus on that movie and not listen to your bakwas. This episode is not intended to like tell you to just be single forever. No, that's not the intention behind it. I mean, it's okay, it's human to want people and also feel wanted and also feel desired. I just want to give out the message that the first step to lead a fulfilling life is being okay with yourself. I'm not even saying like self-love and all that is like, I think it's very advanced. I don't know why it is advanced. I mean, it should like come naturally to us, but for some reason it doesn't. But I think being okay with your own company is essential so that you can get to know more about yourself, like what you like, what you don't like. You can be more authentic. You can come off as more authentic when you have a good relationship with yourself, and as a result you can nurture your relationships even better. You can communicate your wants and needs better to others, and you can also be an inspiration to people around you and be secure in yourself. Like, I think that's the biggest achievement a human can bring about. That was it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed the message. Please let me know your thoughts, or if you have some ideas you want to share, please tell them in the comments. And like always, being a geek is actually pretty chic. Good luck.